Hey everyone, sorry about that. We started talking without going live. It's something that we do sometimes. It turns out that this group of people likes playing games, and so sometimes we just start talking, and things happen, and we forget to go live or whatever. It happens. Anyway, we're gonna pick up. I guess we're gonna rewind time a little bit and go over all that again. Um, this is the Assassination of Primarch Magli Blackice. It's a game where we fight fictional fascists. Should be fun, and we're having a good time with it. Let's see where we're going from here by checking in with all these characters and seeing what they believe in and what they want to fight for this week. We'll do the exact same order that I literally just did. So we will start again with Juniper. You're muted. You know, I can already tell it's going to be a day. Let me tell you, if I see off, the fires in California have not abated, and on top of that, the heat wave in California is very, very high right now. So it is the hottest and driest it has been, and also the smokiest it's been in a while. And my lungs are already angry at me from illness. And lots of drugs, and on top of that, smoke does not make that any easier. So if I seem a little out of it or start zoning out or something like that, just reach through the computer screen and slap me. That would be ideal. And I'll come back too. Okay. Thank you, Nia. I appreciate it. Anyway, Faye, who plays the ever more brilliant and growing in pervasiveness and powerfulness and increasing her number of tails, Juniper.
Hi. Juno feels vaguely responsible for Kaz's situation. So her belief is that she needs to reach out to Kaz's mom to build her list of allies or see how dire the situation really is.
That is a beautiful and excellent belief, especially since you have no idea what's going on in the moon. Note that I'm saying some of the same things again. Sarah, who plays the growing in authority, power, presence, and personality, Thomas.
Somehow.
High Priest Dagmar.
Go figure. In order to kind of help with stability in the city right now, I have his belief. I feel so awkward repeating it.
I know, right?
Okay, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to say his belief is going to be basically the plague in the city is one more thing we don't need. It's acting against their ability to help people recover and stabilize. He is going to attempt to find the source of contamination in the water that we learned may be the cause of this plague.
That sounds like an excellent belief. It reminds me of this old game. I'm trying to go in a different direction than I went last time. It reminds me of this old game that I used to play a long time ago when I was young. It was a fantasy game called Majesty, I think. And in Majesty, you didn't play a hero. You built a king. And you couldn't actually go on adventures yourself. You instead could place rewards to encourage other people to go on adventures for you. And that was basically the only thing you could do. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Oh, I do know why I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about that in terms of like, I have trouble imagining certain aspects of where this disease is being something that Thomas himself would deal with. But Thomas has people that he would deal with to deal with it. So it could be fun. Cool.
I mean, he can breathe underwater. He could just swim around until he finds something like, oh, that's definitely off. Shouldn't take more than a few years.
Yeah. Nia, who's playing the increasingly dark and depressing character of Kazan, someone who has made 20 assassinations against her will in the past month.
It's no big. So my belief is I'm gonna go and play with the dog all day. Nah.
That's a great belief, man.
Wouldn't that be nice?
No, Vodka would not object if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, I thought about it, but I think what she would want to do is focus on protecting the people she cares about. Her friends are perfectly capable of protecting themselves, so probably going to try and make some improvements on Lady Iria's security situation.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. I like it. So you're going to attempt to improve Lady Iria's security situation. Okay. Yeah. Let's dive on in. Where are we starting? Thomas, let's start with you. Frame our episode for us. Where do we start? Where does our camera find you?
What time of day is it?
What time of day would you like it?
What time of day would be better? No. Probably first thing in the morning again. I mean, you pretty much know what his early mornings are like, but instead of like trying to fish or like going for a jog or anything, he is going to probably be kind of swimming along the coastline and trying to find things that like don't belong there, that maybe somebody dropped in the water, see any fish that are weird. I mean, it's the ocean. There's like so many weird fish, but like unnaturally weird. And actually, yeah.
Okay. So to the ocean is where you're heading?
He's gonna start there, I think. He is kind of like swimming through the shallows, like probably northward from the temple along the coastline.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay, well, it's a beautiful dawn swim, which is nice. It's kind of soothing, and the water is warm, which is good. We've got like, beach watery type vibes. Good beach weather
versus polar bear vibes.
It's a thing. Boss, what am I looking for?
If you can see anything dark kind of standing out, anything that looks like it doesn't belong in the ocean, or maybe it does. Maybe if you see like something large and beached, maybe something washed up and we haven't found it yet.
How are you doing, boss?
Well, I'm not going to suffocate if that's what you're asking.
I was honestly more asking about whether or not you were bored.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you bored?
Well, now that you mention it, yeah.
Oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry you had to take a break from getting stuffed with fish all day long by people who fawn over you.
I don't know about you, but I've eaten 4 fish already.
God damn you.
They're right there flopping around in the water. What else am I supposed to do?
There are billions of fish flopping around in this water. You're going to have to be a little bit prudent.
I ate the first 4 I saw.
I hope the next one you find is a jellyfish.
Hey, that's not nice.
You can't see it, but I'm sticking my tongue out at you.
And place it on your pillow.
Yeah, that's so sweet and thoughtful. I'm so blessed with such generous friends.
You love it.
No response.
Hey, I'm your best friend.
God's help me.
Just saying. Yeah, so you see people gathering in the mornings, wandering around. There's as the sun rises, it's not that hot a day, and people start making out to the beach. It starts developing a little bit of a crowd, but you don't see anything there that's wrong or troubling you.
Do I need to like do a perception check, or there's just nothing?
There is nothing to find, so I don't want to give you a perception check and have you fail and think, oh no, what if I missed it? I should go back and look again. So I don't want to even leave that possibility there.
Okay,
so
well,
I'm in fact not even
strike that one off the list.
Yep, you can now hereby determine that it is not at the beach.
Well, and that's a relief, at least. because honestly, I don't need to piss off real Yemis any more than we may already have if we're going to be speaking to them at some point. Or wait, who is real Yemis? Oh God, I meant fish Yemis. Wait. Oh
I think
my
real
God.
Yemis can be everyone you value more or less as real Yemis at any
Fish
given point.
Yemis is real Yemis up in here.
Fish Yemis when you said real Yemis there.
In this house, we worship real Yemis, who is a bunch of fish. Yes. So, I mean, I guess I'll head back on up through town.
Okay. Juniper. When does our camera find you?
Doing horrible arcane experiments. No, sort of, yes.
I was gonna say, totally yes.
She's got a summoning circle. She's got like 5 candles, ambiance. No. She is in the laboratory that she now has full reign over, which you can tell because it's not tidy, and she can tidy other people's things, not her own.
I love that.
And she is trying to focus on that ring that she has again. Because I was caught between 2 beliefs, but I thought, why can't you do 2 things at once? And she is going to try to ask it a question, because I think that's what you can do. Where, you know, it might give you an answer, but most likely it'll be a metaphor. And she is going to try to ask if the plague in the city is I don't know whether it would be from Magli Blackice and his co-conspirators, or if it's magical in nature. Because she doesn't know if a person created it or not, or if it's just a thing. So I think she would ask if it's magical in nature, and then she has a notepad so that she can try to figure out what thing is that she sees.
So you're asking your ring the question of, is the plague magical in nature?
Yes, because it's a divination thing you can do.
Yes. So what does this look like? Set the scene for me. Do you just look at the ring as you're in the middle of the street and say, yo, what up? Is the plague magical? Or
no, she is in her laboratory, and she has been studying abjuration magic. She probably has she probably has some books on like the gods out. She has like 2 books on Yemis that she's been going through. She has like drawings of like hands, eyes. Can you blind eyes? Like, you know, this whole thing. Like, there are all these like charts. It looks kind of like that meme of the guy standing in front of the wall with the string attached to all of the conspiracy theories he has. And she's in the middle of it and looks completely exhausted, and then kind of sits up for a second and looks at her paw. And I was like, oh, right. Yeah, this thing. So she takes it off and puts it on again because she doesn't remember if she needs to have it on, and just kind of like moves a circle in this horrible filled desk and just puts her paw in the middle of it and leans down and asks her paw the question.
Yeah. Okay. So your paw begins to glow. And the red of your fur turns sickly green. And gives off this eerie green radiance. It's not the beautiful greens that you've seen in other planes. This is a sick green, an ill green. We'll call it vomit green, just to put a fine spin on it. And it pulses slightly in a rhythm. Tap, 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 tap. And you feel as if someone or something is pushing on the palm of your hand in this rhythm and trying to get you to lift it up.
I'll lift it up.
And where your hand was on the desk, you see a small paw, foxfolk paw shaped hole where the green, sickly green radiance is coming from, and it leaches out and bathes over the entirety of your room. And inside you see a man, no eyes, but one large mouth that goes sideways down his face. Opening, it says, magical illness. You have questions? I have answers. None know more than I.
She wishes that this was Aurora, the the creature that she had found the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he looks evil as heck.
Yeah, so his face, like, you know how, like, when you're speaking, your jaw, like, opens just a little bit and goes down, and so you can sort of look at it wagging? This thing wags out like this.
Oh yeah, no, that's body horror. Okay, she is going to, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Who are you? How do I know I can trust you?
You cannot. I am plague and pestilence. I am disease. I am the vector in which all slow suffering is birthed.
Are you alive in this city now?
Parts of me, pieces of my magic, my being, reach out and touch many of the citizens here.
Has someone else called on you to bring this plague?
Not purposefully. And the mouth smiles to the left.
Well, it's your nature and your domain. So I will not ask you how this can be stopped. But does it have a purpose?
Does suffering? Does pain? Does your fur anymore?
You can find a purpose out of it.
I'm sure some will. Some always do when I am present. The wife whose husband gets sick uses it as an excuse to leave him. Is that purpose? The leader uses it to establish more order in the town. Is that purpose? The good citizens, the altruists, supposedly, use it as a chance to show their altruism and develop a reputation. Is this purpose? Land itself uses it to wipe out the population, preventing its slow corruption. It feels good to stretch again on this planet. I haven't been here for a long time.
Right. You were behind the covering. Thank you for answering my questions. She looks at her hand. Is this stopping anytime soon? How's her paw?
Yeah. So the green that seemed to be emanating from your paw, it was actually an optical illusion because of this hole. The hole has sort of it was like your paw was thin enough that it looked like it was suffused with green light and was exuding it outwards. But actually, now that your paw's gone, you can see that the green is actually just coming from this hole in your table, and is touching everything in the room.
Okay.
But it's a light source, basically.
Okay. And I'll ask him one last thing. There have to be people who worship you and appreciate what you do.
Very few. Most don't love pestilence.
I think I might have met one who does. You don't know anything of a circle of bone and rot, do you?
The sideways mouth smiles and says, yes. An old friend. Working through avatars now.
Yes. You wouldn't... I'm not certain if I've run into one of his avatars, but I think I may have in the city.
Do you wish for confirmation?
If it's not any trouble.
What will you give me?
What would you want?
Make me an offer. He spreads his hands, and you notice that he has 6 fingers on each hand.
Trying to think, what would the god of pestilence would want more pestilence. Would like to see people suffer. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what she can offer him. She would say the only suffering that she's considering, that she would know, is non-distance barbecue. The only suffering that she thinks that she would be enacting would be against Blackice and his people. And that's the only sacrifices that she would feel would touch him in any way, is the suffering that would come out of their deaths. But she'll tell him that would have happened anyways. So she doesn't think she has anything to offer.
Okay. I mean, he just it just says, what do you offer? And again, smiles to the left.
To the left. So what's in the left? Can I see?
No. His mouth is sideways.
Oh, right. His mouth is sideways. We're planning to... Oh, I better not say that. If you're the god of suffering, if we make someone else suffer, would that feed you? Would that be good enough?
Depends on the offer. Who is suffering? How slowly and how long?
It would be the leader of the city, but I can't confirm whether it will be long or not. I think we just want him dead.
Death holds no interest to me.
Now, what's interesting here is the Juno of a few weeks ago would have said that yes, she would have made him suffer and made him suffer slow so that she could get this answer. But, or of a few, of several games back. But I think the Juno now would know that that kind of thing, having seen what's happened to Kaz and everything, she can't bring herself to do it. So she'll say that we have no deal. And thank you for your time. Great one. And she'll try to be respectful. And
yeah, roll a persuasion check for me. I'll give you advantage.
Okay. Because I think she thinks that, this god, he's of his nature, or they are of their nature. And unlike a human being, maybe cannot fully change from that nature, or at least that's what Juno believes. Persuasion?
Yep, at advantage.
Okay.
I think whenever Juno's trying to be polite because of her experience with, she's at advantage.
13.
Okay. Yeah. The god, without caring, just dismisses you, and the portal into wherever it was that you were looking disappears on your desk. But you see the edges of where your paw were placed are blackened on your desk.
Great. I need a drink. She's gonna get up and leave.
Okay. Hey, Kaz, how you doing?
Oh, you know.
I do. What are you doing?
So I think the first step in what she was hoping to accomplish would be asking Lady Iria if she has anyone within, like, the people who already work for her in security, if she trusts any of them especially more than the others.
I mean, you hired them all.
Yes, but while I've been gone and while I've been doing other things, have any of them proven themselves worthy to you?
I mean, there hasn't been any events or circumstances, no attempts on my life.
Okay. None of them particularly stand out to you, is all I'm wondering.
No, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just hoping to maybe pare down the list, but it's okay if you don't have any suggestions. So from there, I would probably then just use my own judgment and kind of maybe during one of the training sessions pick out whoever looks most promising, I guess, as far as like physical prowess.
Sure. So my general rule of thumb with this sort of thing, and I do this a lot because it's a pretty easy and effective system to sort of create here, is I'm going to let you design this NPC. They get 2 good qualities and 1 negative quality. and they can have a third good quality in exchange for a second negative quality. And you can make any determinations that you want about what those good qualities and negative qualities are. I'm not gonna make a call about it, but in essence, whatever their negative quality is going to be a problem that you're gonna have to deal with, probably. And whatever good qualities they have, these are things that are not going to be problems.
Okay, so you want me to make up person?
Yeah, I mean, we can create it together if you want.
Okay. I think his name should be Harville Buntlebread.
Harville Buntlebread?
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. And this is a... You're looking for a new head guard?
Yeah, essentially someone to assign to basically take my role when I'm not there.
Okay, so assistant for you. Okay. And what are good qualities that you want? Sorry, we said Harville Buntlebread? Yeah, what are good qualities that you want Harville Buntlebread to have?
Someone who's very loyal.
Okay.
And
that means, mechanically speaking, I will not have any like issues around bribery for them or something like that.
Yeah.
Another good quality?
Athletically gifted.
Okay. And a negative quality?
Maybe a bit of a slacker.
Okay. And do you want an additional positive quality in exchange for an additional negative quality? Are you happy with those three qualities?
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'd also like him, whatever we choose, to be perceptive.
Okay. And a negative quality?
Not sure.
Is there a reason that he's a slacker that we know about? Bad taste in romantic partners comes to mind?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay. I'm not speaking from experience with other people who are friends of mine who are really good people who sometimes don't show up for long periods of time because they have bad taste in romantic partners. Okay, it looks like this is he, him.
Sure.
Yes?
Yep.
That sounds good. Do they have a species?
I didn't have one in mind if you want to pick.
I am super indifferent. Does anyone care? I'll let anyone pick. Anyone think we're missing? We haven't had enough of a certain species or not? I feel like we don't have enough short characters. I'm gonna make him a dwarf.
Okay.
A beardless dwarf. And yeah, he, him. And okay, there we go. We now have an NPC. Cool. So Harville Buntlebread. What are you looking for in Harville Buntlebread? What do you you want to go find him and speak with him? Is that the plan?
Yep.
Cool. So you go to Harville Buntlebread's room, and he's like lying on his bed next to his current elven paramour, and like sort of lying there. He's got like he's crouched against the wall, and he's like just sort of chatting casually with them, and like I think he's got a book of poetry. He's like reading poetry to this guy, and they're just like lying there on the bed. Arm in arm. What? Oh, hey, boss.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, this is this is Mosey.
Hello, Mosey.
And Mosey looks and says, Harville, should I go? And Harville's like, yes, definitely go. Sorry, boss, I'm not. Am I on? Hi. And Mosey sort of stands up, and you see Mosey like was half under the covers and had his shirt off, and like quietly puts it on and walks out the door. Hi.
Hi. So I'll just get to the point.
Mm.
I have you in mind for a promotion.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great. I could use the money.
Yeah. I'll be expecting a lot out of you for that, though.
What do you mean?
Well, you'll be taking my spot while I'm not here.
Oh wow. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, I sure. Yeah, I think I can handle that. Do I get a raise? It comes with a raise, right?
Probably. I'll talk to Lady Eva about it. Surely.
Great. Yeah, sure. No problem. Um so you want me to like organize the guard schedules and all that stuff and make sure that like she's not alone ever and all that good stuff?
Yes, that, but your priority will be her.
Sure. No problem. I can make that happen. Uh Kaz
Boss is fine.
boss, right. Sorry, I didn't know. I just got promoted. I wasn't certain if we were colleagues.
It's
No, got it.
not yet.
Cool. No problem. Boss. Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll take care of Lady Area. You know, she's been really good to all of us. So she'll absolutely be my priority. I won't let anything happen to her that I could. If I can stop it, I will stop it, even if it comes at the cost of my life. I will dive in front of an arrow, uh, and pull her out of the burning wreckage of a crashed airship or something.
Well, I hope you're not exaggerating because that is exactly what I am asking for.
I will not. I am not exaggerating. She has been good to us, and she pays us well, and she takes care of us. And honestly, boss, she's one of the most inspirational people I've ever seen in my entire life.
Very well. Then I would like for you to stand before Lady Iria and make an oath, just as I did before I started working here.
Do you want me to write my own oath, or would you prefer to have specific things that you want me to
Something
say?
that is meaningful to you. It's important that it's in your own words, but it will
Sure.
be an oath of protection.
Yeah. Sure. Hey, boss, I've never really asked you about this before, and like, feel free to uh, tell me if I'm stepping over the line here. But you're religious, right?
Yes.
I've never really vibed with like any of the local gods too much. Um, but here you are asking me to make an oath. I'm just sort of wondering what do you believe in?
Well, I'm asking you to make an oath to Lady Iria, not to any deity. Um, and I don't mind that you asked me about my personal beliefs, but it's not something I really want to talk about.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough. I don't know. I just thought maybe if I um like prayed to a god, or made my oath to Lady Iria and was bound by a religion or something like that, that would be something that uh might be good. No, sure, no problem. Oath to Lady Iria, sure. I will give me a little bit to write it. There's a poet I want to look up who has some good language,
Don't
and
make
see if
it
I can
too
swap some of that.
lengthy. Don't make it too lengthy.
Got it. Short, no problem.
Mhm. I'm expecting great things out of you, and I am entrusting a very big job.
Sure, yeah. Um, sounds good to me. I will. Sorry, I know that I have the nervous tick. I don't really know how to speak well and pretty like you, but I boss, I swear to you too that I will take this responsibility as seriously as I can, and I will make sure that Lady Area is always safe in my protection, and always within my protection if possible.
How earnest does he seem to me right now?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
3. A 3.
Yeah. I mean, so his mannerisms are bad, because he is someone that you plucked from sort of a rough life. This is something that you actually mentioned last time you were recruiting people to help Lady Area. You specifically said you wanted to recruit people who didn't like have a lot of who try to help people, basically look for people to help. And the truth of the matter is, like, yeah, he is not socially on top of his gang game, right? He is not that. But from your perspective, he seems like well-meaning, and like, and he spoke up and like wanted to clarify that, like, yeah, he really believes in Lady Area. And he hasn't mastered language skills yet at all. But that does not change the fact that he is very devoted, from your perspective with your 3.
Okay. Well, Harville, I'm not actually known for pretty words at all, either. More of a doer. So you don't have to worry about that. I picked you because I believe in your loyalty and your earnestness. So I believe you right now. While I'm here, I'll be training you. If that's all right with you.
I really appreciate this opportunity, boss, and I won't let you down. And more importantly, I won't let her down.
Very well.
Okay. Beautiful. Nice little scene there. I like it. Let's go check in with Thomas.
Sorry, it wasn't responding when I tried to tap on mute.
Happens to me. So what's the plan, Thomas? What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? What do you want to make happen?
This afternoon, I mean, he probably would have headed back to the temple in the morning and tried to get some stuff sorted out. Cool. Checked in with Ivana. What's the vibe I'm getting off of her lately?
Yeah, let me check where she's at number-wise. I'm gonna call it mixed positive.
Okay. I think that he's aware that he wants to be optimistic about this, so he's like taking everything he sees kind of like with a grain of salt, because what he's not going to do is get stabbed in the back over this, but just kind of okay.
Your assistant who is a spy is that you are trying to convert into not being a spy anymore is roughly behaving in a way that is relatively consistent with someone who is developing empathy in a way that they had when they did not have it before.
Or at least empathy with said target. I'm sure she's like a person and everything. But okay.
That's a complicated thing, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna check in at the temple. I know that the grain crops around the city in particular have been suffering. He's not sure if that might be tied in with the water source. I think that, I mean, how widely known is it or not that the water being contaminated is the source of this? Or did Juno just find that out and only we know?
Only you guys know.
Okay.
There might be someone who knows. There's certainly people who are claiming it, but some people are like, no, it's spreading too fast. It must be air-based. Or no, it's contact-based. Don't touch anyone. People are quarreling over, all these people are fighting over what's the best practices.
Okay. All right. Still being the afternoon, I think Thomas is going to get everything kind of squared away at the temple, and try to slip out, and he's going to try to go shopping, or at least window shopping. What kind of magic shops are in the area? And is there a reasonable expectation that any of them might have something to do with fresh water finding or ley lines or something to track that?
Yeah, sure. So let's see. More likely than magic shops are things like witch shops and like blessings, small little trinkets and curses and things like that. Much like our friend who we know very well from
Masha?
Yeah, thank you, Masha Seasworn. And things like that. That's more common.
Yeah. He's going to try not to go to her first.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would have nothing against her if they had a conversation. It's just that it would be nice to have one member of the group not be in hawk to her in some way.
yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah. So those things are more common. Something like finding water, that would be very doable and easy. What else are you looking for from this? You said something else. Sorry, I got distracted.
That was pretty much it. Just kind of seeing how much something like that would cost. Seeing if they would consider like some kind of a trade for like resources or something like that, if it's like expensive or something. Because the way I'm thinking, if he can get a list of water sources that he knows exist, and if he can try to track fresh water, then he can start checking off a list of water sources.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Like if there's a place in the city, it's like this well or this underground canal or whatever, and that does not ping for fresh water when he's trying to find water, then
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I love it. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so I think you can find a place like this, a place that sells something that will cast like a detect fresh water spell, basically.
I want to tell you that I know that you just like there was just that conversation about magic items on Twitter the other day and their usefulness, and I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just looking for a way to accomplish something outside of his current spell set.
Never take what I say on Twitter too seriously. I am almost always thinking about something in particular, but
to be fair, samesies.
Yeah, and I take it and go somewhere totally different with it. Because I'm almost always more interested in structures than anything else. One of the things I've noticed about certain RPGs is that, like, in some games, magic items make a lot of sense, and in others, they make no sense. And I just think that there are games where they are there is a certain popular game where they are commonly expected, but they don't make a lot of sense. So,
totes.
And I tend to prefer magic items that are like hyper narrative focused. Things that like can be interpreted in weird and unusual ways, and also don't trust me because, like, I don't know, I also think that like there's lots of cool magical items out there that are awesome, and all sorts of cool stories. So
but can they find water?
Sure, yeah. So we'll let's see, what is the best thing here to do? Why don't you roll an investigation check for me?
Okay. And just in case, can I use advantage or inspiration on this?
Feel free. Yeah, absolutely. So there is a shop that's not far from your temple, and you know it because the owner of the shop is a frequenter of your temple, and you know, in general, is a reasonable person. I think that this is, who is this? This is Iska is her first name, and her last name is Waterbearer.
I love it. She's an Aquarius.
Mm.
Or whatever the in-game horoscope zodiac version would be.
I honestly have to double check what Aquarius would be in this world, but whatever. Yeah, she's an Aquarius. Okay, yeah, it's the Waterbearer.
Okay. All right. He's gonna head on over. He's gonna knock on the door.
Yeah, so it's a shop, so it's open, and the door's not closed; it's open, and inside there are mostly blessed cooking implements of various sources, pans that self-clean, and cookware that doesn't burn whatever you're utilizing and things like that.
Are any of them like engraved or painted somehow to say cutesy things like "bless this mess" or "I kiss better than I cook" or
Absolutely.
like little kitchen things?
Yeah, it's definitely it's very quiche, right?
Excellent.
So yes, absolutely. There's all those sort of things. And Niska is behind a counter, and she raises her head and looks at you. She was like sleeping on the desk a little bit. She looks at you. Iska is a older hobgoblin.
Oh.
Who smiles at you as you enter.
Good morning, or good afternoon now, I suppose. It's flying by.
Yes. Sorry, I was just resting my eyes a little. High Priest, how can I help you? What are you looking for? What can I do for you? You don't usually come into this place. Though I've seen some of your friends here, but hi.
Hi, good morning. I mean, good afternoon. We just did this. No, I'm sorry. I should probably stop by more. I did have something kind of specific that I was looking for this afternoon, and I saw you in the temple last week, and you were the first place that jumped to mind, of course. I hope.
Yeah, how can I help?
Well, I'm sort of looking for. Do you get anyone coming in here ever who's like going camping or some sort of survival shtick where like you need to find fresh water, like reliable water, and a way to kind of like suss that out? Do you know of anything like that might exist?
Yeah, I can help you with that. That's not what we know. Normally we get people going on their first sailing voyages here, you know.
I do apologize for the suddenness.
No. It's totally, it's fine. Yeah, sure. Well, let's see. And she like turns around and then turns around again, just spinning in place, kind of awkwardly. Right. And she walks forward and starts going through the shelves, and she grabs something and takes it off and looks at it and says, "Yeah, this might do." And she hands you. It would be a clear crystal gem, but it's glowing with a faint blue light. And she hands it to you.
Oh, this is lovely. What is this?
Oh, it's like there's this spell that exists. You may have heard of it. It's called locate object. This is like a variant on that. You can do it a couple times a day, but it'll locate fresh water.
Oh, that's wonderful. And a couple times a day, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, fascinating.
Well, let me see. And Matthew rolls 5 times a day.
Oh, right. Well, this would be very helpful. What do we owe you?
Is this for the temple?
It's part of a stockpile I'm building up, and it's also going to be something that we're using to kind of locate resources within the city for people who are water deprived. So,
yeah. Do you have like a gift receipt program or something like that for donations? So I can get like a tax write-off?
You know, I definitely think that we can work something out. There might even be someone I can talk to about that.
Great. You just take it, send someone over, and we can we can make something work.
Okay, wonderful. I'll send my assistant by and you give her an estimate.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's great. Sure.
Thank you so much, you have no idea how much this is going to help people, really. I do appreciate it.
You know, life in the city being what it is right now, I think it's everyone's duty to help a little, yeah? We all have to help each other out.
I think I might cry a bit. It's people coming together like this that's really made the last month or so actually work out, and I don't know why I keep being surprised to be surrounded by some of the most loving and the most generous people towards their neighbors and towards people they've never even met before.
Yeah, I mean, don't give me too much credit, but I'm a little uncomfortable with all this, High Priest.
No, I don't mean now in particular. It's just moments like this have really been helping me personally to get through, and we're all just trying to do our best right now. So thank you for doing what you can.
Sure, yeah, of course. Let me know if you need anything else. And I've started this line of cookware that boils water for people, even if you don't have fire.
Oh, that's fascinating, because I feel like I've read somewhere that boiling water can help get impurities out of it. So that can also be very helpful for people who...
Oh, I was thinking for like long grain noodles for food or something, but yeah, probably.
No, absolutely no. It's something that we would definitely use at the temple, but if you're trying to make sure that your food is extra safe, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. I just when people go camping, not that Celestians really do that a lot, but when people go camping, they can make fire. But when they go on the water, sometimes making fire is like, sometimes you don't really want a fire on a boat. And so
absolutely I thought
not. Something that just like heats up. So I don't know. I made these things. They're pretty cool. But
I'll certainly put the word out. A few people I know with ships might be really interested in this. That's quite innovative.
Yeah, I just seemed cool, and like maybe you could. I don't know if you need it at the temple. If I know you've got like the big stone ovens in the basement or whatever, but just I know there's a lot of people staying there now.
Honestly, with the amount of people we're feeding right now, that might really come in help if we can utilize something like that as an extra sort of oven. I'd feel terrible not here. We can definitely add it to the receipt for when I send my assistant as well, but I want to give you something for it.
Oh, no, just you're not going to use this, High Priest.
Well, no, but you should
you
should be paid for this work that you did, and not just in taxes.
Buy it then, but no. You take the water locator. I will, and I'll hold on to the pot. But like, if you think that it's useful, then you can send some people to buy it. But don't. But that's not your High Priest.
Well, I'm going to send some decadently rich people down here for it.
Excellent. That sounds good.
Excellent. Deal. Thank you for letting us know, and thank you for helping.
Yeah. No problem.
All right. Got my tool.
Do you still see Fabian ever?
Not since I returned to the city, actually. So it's been a bit of a while. Oceana was supposed to make port a while back, but you know how everything went sideways. It when you don't know what you're pulling into. But
yeah, how's she doing? How's your daughter doing?
I hope that she's doing well. She seems to be rather in command of herself at all times, so it's hard to tell, but nothing's raised any alarm bells when we've the one time we've been able to speak lately. Why so?
Well, just if you hear from Fabian, and can do it, and let him know that I say hi.
Oh, absolutely. Can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
Oh man, 9. It's the vibe with a 9.
I'll allow a history check here too, as an alternate thing. It won't give you anything about what she's thinking, but
sure. That's a 19.
There you go. Yeah. So this is her retirement job. She used to be a pirate.
Oh, swag.
Yeah, and she worked on Fabian's ship.
That's awesome.
She was Fabian's. The official term would be Weather Witch. And she was very happy because Fabian was willing to like accept her as she transitioned as well. So
that's wonderful, and it explains some of the innovations surrounding fireless cooking as well, for sure.
Yeah. So there you go.
Very cool. No, I'll definitely give him your regards. Maybe he'll want to send you a letter back. I haven't gotten one word since everything went down, but the old man's resourceful.
Yeah, he always was. Well, take care, High Priest. And,
absolutely.
I'll see you. Well, I try and stop by for some of the services in the evenings, but I'm not always there. But I'll try to see you.
No, of course. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's beautiful. Okay, and Kaz, what do you want to do?
Well, there's two things I want to do, but before that, I want to kind of establish something. So I've been saving up all my money, pretty much, like all my wages. So
also, your living expenses have been zero for the last month.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think she would make a point to kind of like revitalize her armor and weapons and stuff, patching up clothes and stuff like that, not spending any money where possible. And then after that, she's going to want to talk to Lady Iria. It could be before or after, whenever Harville does his oath.
Yeah, so Harville does his oath, and then you want to speak to him?
Yeah, either or.
Okay. So he does his oath, and I think at that point, even though you're there, it's like you're kind of like there as a meeting, and so he just sort of stands in the corner at attention, holding a halberd, keeping an eye out, and he sort of splits his attention between the door to the room and the window that Lady Iria likes to sit at while she's working.
Harville, it's nice that you're eager, but while I'm here, you don't also have to be here.
Front door, then. And he like turns and walks towards the front door. The halberd looks hilarious because Harville is a dwarf, so it's really just like very tall on him. But you've seen him use it. He's pretty efficient with it, and he's got some cool tricks that he pulls off with it.
So, what do you think?
I trust you. He seems like a goodly sort. He's been here for a while, so yeah. If you think that he's ready, then I'm guessing that this means that you'll be away more. Although I guess how could that possible after the last month?
The future is unknown, but I wanted to.
But written in the stars.
I wanted you to feel a little bit more secure, is all. If you're not doing anything, I was hoping we could have a meal together. Outside.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay. We don't have to go far. I just mean we shouldn't be in an enclosed space.
There's a cafe down the street. They make they slice bread and put like cheese on it and heat it up with some like mixed veggies usually on the side. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Let me just grab my coat. And she grabs her coat and comes out.
So I hope. I mean, surely you know how out of character this is for me?
Inviting me to a mid-afternoon repast, or disappearing for a month, or any number of the things that have been deeply out of character.
Yes, I guess all of that, but I was specifically saying, usually I don't try to take up your time for leisurely things.
I assumed not.
I don't have any purpose in doing this at all, actually. I just really wanted to have a meal. Pass some time.
She flicks her hair to one side and says, well, how have you been, Kaz?
How to answer that, I don't know, but not.
Well, it seems like a lot's been going on.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
I can't.
Sure.
I'm
writing a new book.
You are?
No, please.
No. Please, tell me about your new book.
No. Well, sorry, when you didn't want to talk about yourself and you then said you wanted to pass the time, I figured the logical thing was to move.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your book, and then maybe on the walk back I'll talk a little bit about myself.
Well, it's a bit of a departure for me. I don't normally dive into politics. I'm more a fan of sort of ethos and perspective on the world, looking at how to bring people together, how to have people understand each other more. But lately, you and several others have sort of convinced me that some of my perspectives on the world have just been wrong. My desire for everyone to sort of just get along can be seen as harmful, particularly to those that are not well off. So I figured I'd get down some of my thoughts on paper and start talking about it a little bit.
Well, I look forward to that. I'd like to read it whenever you have some semblance of a copy.
It's a little early still. But just considering the destruction of the covering, it's important that I start thinking about these ideas now, considering where I come from.
Just be careful. The climate as it is right now might not be so welcoming to your viewpoints.
I'd always rather be right, even if it puts me at risk.
Well, I can't say that that's something I can chide you on, or I'd be a hypocrite. So I assume we get our meal and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Yeah. 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see how she does.
Oh man.
13. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, let me check one more thing actually. So she is very subtle, but Latka is not. She's feeding him underneath the table.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, I think the meal itself would be a bit quiet. I think Kaz would probably have a glass of wine, that is not something she would do usually on the job. And then if nothing else happens on the dinner, I think she would have another chat with her on the way back.
Yeah. No, I mean, nothing interrupts it. I think it's a friendly chat. She's very, very good at people. And so while it's relatively quiet and introspective, she is good at like making sure that you're always comfortable, making sure that the chat is free flowing. She answers questions about her book. She asks you questions that aren't probing of things that you don't want to talk about, and finds ways of communicating. I think the only awkward point at all would be when she apologizes for the death of your brother. But then on the way back, what happens?
Well, really, I think this would happen right before kind of saying goodbye for the evening. I think I would say, so I wasn't lying when I said I didn't really have any purpose in wanting to just share a meal with you, but I did also want to thank you.
Thank me? For what?
My role has always been to be a tool, a weapon. And these days, I do worry that if my owner keeps switching hands the way that it's been happening, eventually my use will run out. But I didn't feel that way while working for you. I felt like a person. And for that, I wanted to thank you.
Kaz, I don't know what to say to this.
You don't have to say anything. I really shouldn't be doing this and putting these emotions on you.
No, it's fine.
Had to express how I felt.
Of course, it's fine. It's just, I am truly sorry that anyone ever diminished you to merely a weapon. And I'm sorry for them that they cannot see the beautiful human that I see here before me.
Well, it's been an honor working for you. Not that I'm leaving forever or anything, but, you know, who knows? I didn't want things to go left unsaid.
I think she takes you by the shoulder and bends your head forward and kisses your forehead.
You should, like, wipe your mouth with something. Like, just, you should be careful. I say as, like, tears run down my face.
Yeah, she grabs something and wipes her mouth.
Harville will be standing watch for the night. I'm just gonna go and look at the stars for a bit.
Of course.
And with that, I'll leave with my intention being I wanted to go visit Hadar's grave, and that's probably where I'm going to also be taking a short nap that I will consider my sleep for the night.
So I think Latka comes with you.
Oh, would you like to join me? I won't be doing anything fun.
Why would I not want to join you?
I don't know. Oh, come here. I just pick him up.
Yeah. And I think on that note, we will take our break and come back to check in on Juniper. Hey world, we're back. Thank you for hanging out with us on this chill stream. I appreciate your presence. It makes me feel like this is a performance of some sort. And since I am a performer, I appreciate that and that experience in general. So thank you very much. As always, I like to take a moment here to recommend two different things, two totally unrelated different things, except that both of them are not the game. And so they get lumped together, even though they have nothing to do with each other. First and foremost, if you are enjoying our content, you should consider checking out some of our other content. We've got shows on this channel every Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. All sorts of goody stuff. Sunday, Monday, and Thursday are all set in the same world, and the campaigns are interacting and impacting each other. It's pretty cool. And sometimes the campaigns bless each other, and sometimes they curse each other. It's all right. I like it. It's all fun. Hope everyone's having a good time with that. So come check out some of those other games. Our Thursday game is a classic dungeon crawl into a cursed location that holds deep secrets of the world and deep secrets of lore, which is cool and fun, and also may become, unfortunately, due to problems that those players are having over there, might become an evil undead / blood magic army in the north that will come and destroy the rest of the world. We'll find out. And our Sunday game is sort of our game that's dealing with people who were in the Kava, where Kaz is from, and they just recently left the Kava, but now the Kava's at war, and they are trying to create peace between these two nations right now. They are trying to make peace. We'll see how that goes. I'm rooting for them. I really am. And then on Friday, we have a game that has nothing to do with any of this stuff. It is a game where we check out different RPG systems, play all sorts of different cool things. It's a grand old time. We are diving into all sorts of cool systems. We've played a bunch of cool things, and we've got more cool things on the docket. And I'm really enjoying just sort of exploring systems. We're talking about doing a show also where we try to build the same character in multiple systems, just to see how different systems affect character creation and understand things. That sounds like a fun thing to do. I just thought of this like earlier today. I'm totally stealing it from somewhere, but it doesn't really matter. I'm still stealing it, and we're gonna try to do it. I think it'll be fun. But that show is lots of fun, and Marcus, our producer, is in that show right now. He's running the game. Also, Nia, right down there, wave Nia. She's also in that show, and it's a lot of fun. Right now, we're playing Beneath the Cursed Moon, which is a game that was created by Carius. You can check them out on itch.io or on their Twitter page. Both are good, and they have made a very cool gothic horror Castlevania inspired game, and Nia's character and my character are very creepy together. We like getting together and being creepy. Yeah, creepy. High five, Nia. Bam. And the other thing I like to recommend at this time is that you take a moment to think about the ways in which you are blessed, privileged, and lucky, and try to find a way to support and help people who may not be quite so blessed and lucky as you. I don't know your life. I don't know what that looks like in your life. But for me right now, that's looking a lot like donating money to victims of fire relief in California, because the fires in California are bad, and they are only getting worse. Also, they're screwing with my lungs. So, poop. That's what I have to say. But that might look like any number of things. It might look like donating to bail funds to support racial justice issues. It might look like donating to LGBTQIA plus organizations and programs. Those things are suffering a lot right now in the pandemic, and a lot of them are finding it difficult to provide the same sort of support physically, medically, and emotionally that they were able to provide pre-pandemic in the United States. And so that's a good thing. In the United States, another thing that I'm sort of keeping my eye on right now is voter rights and get out the vote organizations that help support making sure that people know what their rights are regarding votes and voting, and help supporting them getting to polling places if they want and the like. Spoiler alert, if you're watching the stream, you probably have the right to vote. So, cheers to that. So again, take a moment to examine where you are privileged and look for a way to support people who may be less well off than you. I think that's a really important part of being human, and also a good part of being human. I think that too much of our life is focused on selfishness. And if we can find a way to instead not be selfish and actively support the world around us and the joy that we can help make in it, then that'll be a more fun world to be in for everyone. So take the time out of your day to try and do that, whatever that looks like for you. Back to the game. Juniper, hi. You're muted.
Hello.
Would you like to frame a scene for me?
Sure. I would say that Thomas, are you in at night? Because we do have our tea that we have in the evenings. Are you up for that, Thomas?
Sure. Yes. Let's do that.
Okay. So I think I would like to start it with Juniper having sat down with some of the good tea that she has requisitioned from her place with Thomas. And she has also brought over her scones. And,
they're scones or scones?
These are scones, but they have like icing on them and they're very sweet. Yeah, well, you'll have to live. And
I had the most delicious lemon scone with icing the other day. One of my friends brought it over because they knew I was coughing a lot. And I don't like scones because they're too crunchy. And so she made them super soft and gooey, and it was delicious.
Yes.
That sounds lovely.
So that's actually exactly the kind of scone I was thinking of. So the kind of scone that, my grandmother would be disappointed in.
Ew.
She likes them old-fashioned. But nice scones, everything's set up. We're like sitting down to have tea and discuss, things. And I just casually mention, that, I spoke to the god of pestilence today. While you're in the middle of drinking.
Ew.
So you can't answer.
He can, and he will. He composes himself, he swallows what's in his mouth, and he says, clearly, and with great enunciation, ew.
Yeah, that's how I feel. So she's going to explain kind of like what went down a little bit. Because I think she would have talked to him about how she has some concerns about the illnesses that are going around. So, he might have a say in that. So that's definitely a thought.
Well, I don't know that I'm at liberty to throw my own health under the bus at this time, but maybe we could find some fascist to... Oh, Mercury, can you please keep an eye and make sure nobody's listening in outside any doors? Thank you so much.
Sure, boss.
Well,
hey, Juno?
Yeah?
Is there any scones for me?
Of course there's a scone for you.
There's not.
There is a scone.
He's not supposed to process bread in his tiny body. Do you know what I'm going to have to deal with?
There is a scone shaped like a fish.
No!
I'm going to toss it in the air.
Yeah.
I am going to send him home with you, and you can deal with him tonight.
Well, that's fine.
Absolutely disgusting.
Hey, well, think about it this way, boss. If you really thought it was disgusting, you could always summon 4 more of me.
Yeah, no, seriously, and just befoul the rooftops of Magli Blackice's.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't object if you object. If you didn't object, boss.
This is
you could
so
be
delightful.
Me in so many more creative ways.
Yes, clearly.
Flies out the door.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome.
Terrible fox folk.
She just kind of like grinds and downs the tea. But she's gonna say no. I don't think it would have been a good idea to join forces with that particular being. I don't know how I feel about making people suffer like that after seeing what Kaz is going through.
What if they really deserved it, though?
But I think it would be better for us, you know, if revenge is short and not drawn out.
I mean, yeah, that is more economical, certainly.
Well, and also, you know, for your soul, you're a priest, right? Isn't there like a whole thing with, you know, whatever God takes your soul or whatever and puts it in a necklace or something? I don't know what gods do. I don't pay much attention to your sermons. I'm sorry.
That's not how that works at all, but thank you.
I think it'd be kind of cool if they did, but I wouldn't like the idea of using necklace. But that's not the point. I think we should probably look into the, you know, I have some resources with Stepwise, you know, with my job. If we could find out where this originated, we could maybe find the source of it. And I can detect magic in the water. So I think, now, stop me if this is wild, but, you know, what if we joined forces?
Oh my goodness, do you think that such a thing could possibly be doable? I mean, we'd have to be so sneaky. We'd probably have to meet in the back of a tavern somewhere and just be really clandestine about everything.
I know, right? It would be wild. But no, I think we, you know, if we can get Kaz, you know, get Kaz out and engaged with us and not hiding.
No, absolutely. Honestly, I want to respect her privacy, but another part of me wants to have Mercury, or at least one Mercury, over at her place non-stop so that we know in case someone tries to spirit her away again.
Yeah.
You hear it muffled through the wall. I can arrange that.
Thank you, Mercury. You're the best.
Well, now I know one person's eavesdropping. We know that much.
Actually, speaking of Kaz, is there a way onto your roof?
Are you talking to me, or was that above?
No, to you,
Thomas. Was that over the table? Okay.
Thomas, is there a way to get onto the roof of the temple?
Yes. Do you want to do that now?
Yes. Do you want to join me on the roof?
Yes, of course. Let's go.
Okay, I can teach you how to climb. I'm really good at
it. That's very sweet. He holds her hand and casts fly.
Oh, it takes all the fun out of it.
This is the fun, is not climbing like a little lemur up the side of a building for everyone to see.
Excuse you, I am not a lemur. I am very obviously, and she just like spins on the roof, tails whirling, fox folk, you know, much more sophisticated. And she is going to take out the bone metal feather that she has.
Oh my.
And is it okay if I know that your friend, and I'm going to gesture at his tattoo, is not very fond of them, but I'm going to try to talk to a watcher.
Was the creature formerly known as the Chain able to re-assimilate the next day when they were able to return?
Yeah, he's supposed to be here soon. He's not back yet, but he'll be here in about 20 minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes. Oh, okay. Wow, nice.
Yeah, he said he'd be here. He said he'd be there tomorrow night, and this is, you know, tomorrow night. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry, can you repeat that, Faye?
Yeah, basically just, you know, I don't know if your friend here, I know your friend is a little uncomfortable around them, but I would like to try to reach out to a watcher, and I told Kaz I would try to talk to her mom. and I would like someone to be here.
Just over the table, remind me what a watcher is, because I don't know that Thomas has been privy to that conversation.
They are, we talked about your buddy doesn't like them too much because they're annoying. It's like her friend Alum and Kaz's mom, they basically watch things and kind of keep an eye on certain people and places and events and kind of a vague, magical way.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that Thomas knows about that, but if you give him the rundown really quickly, then
we talked about it in the previous weeks and weeks and weeks.
Juno and Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, very briefly. It was minor.
Okay, sorry guys.
But basically,
no, you're good.
But basically, watchers are. I mean, they watch. They're exactly what they sound like. They watch things. For who? No one has thought to ask or inquired yet, or for what. But we know that Kaz's mom is a watcher watching from the moon. We know that Alum either used to be a watcher or still is a watcher. He was a little cagey about that whole thing. But they sort of keep an eye on things in the world, and they certainly were aware of the covering. So.
Okay. No, absolutely. We can be up here for a while.
It's not going to be too.
Please don't blow the roof off of this temple.
I'm not going. It's a sending spell, not a fireball.
I have no way of knowing that.
Well,
wizards.
I could turn you into a lemur right now if I wanted to. Actually, speaking of lemurs.
Look, if you're just going to dabble in monkey business, we might as well go back inside.
Okay, you know what? There's a whole. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to just hand on the shoulder for a second, and then I'm gonna grab the feather and focus on it, and I'm gonna. Is the moon in the sky?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the moon. This is a little awkward because Kaz wasn't here last time. This is not part of this ending. And I'm going to say, I'm going to say her name, and this is Juno. Kaz is in a bad place. It's kind of my fault, but we're helping her, and she wants to know if you're okay. I want to know if you're still watching her.
Hi, Juno. I can't see her right now. Something is keeping her from my sight. She's all alone. Things up here are like a stone giving way to water of generations. We erode and slowly collapse.
Oh, wow. Okay. Juno is going to burn another spell slot to send to her again. And she's going to say, okay, she's going to make a big gamble here and say, okay, so she's going to say that she's not alone and that we're here. We will try to help her. If things are bad where you are, you can always come down. Yemis has her.
The Watchers who were to watch the Kava betrayed us. We did not see that the covering would come down and were grossly unprepared. If Yemis has my daughter, there is nothing I can do to render aid at a time like this. All I can do is hold on as long as I can.
Now, Juno's not going to really be able to make another sending spell, I don't think, but she's going
You want to try?
I can try again. I think I have one more spell slot that I can do. And this is going to be a lot less controlled for her. So she's going to try again. She is.
Can you tie it to the bone metal?
Tie it to the bone metal?
Treat the spell as if it were a ribbon.
Okay. I can try. Okay, I'm making that attempt.
Do you have Weaver's tools or skills or anything like that?
Yes, I have Weaver's tools.
Great. Then why don't you make a proficient roll with Weaver's tools and intelligence?
Okay, how do I do that?
So let's see, on roll 20, on the bottom left-hand part of your character sheet.
Yeah, it says, it's on dexterity for some reason instead of intelligence.
Yes, no, that is perfectly normal. So you flick it open, and then where it says attribute dexterity, you click and adjust to intelligence.
Okay, thank you very much.
And that'll change it.
Oh, wow, that's a lot better. Okay, 25.
Beautiful. So, you've never felt magic like this before. Magic is a very ephemeral thing, but you have this bizarre faith in this woman who's speaking to you from the moon, and she tells you that you might be able to try to tie this spell, and so you use your fingers, and as you are saying the words, Thomas, I think what you see is Juniper's fingers close just in front of her mouth, and she starts to draw the words from her mouth, and she wraps it around the feather and ties it into a knot. And then with the last word, I think, Thomas, you see, just like for a flash of a second, light, just this very tiny piece of light just emerge from Juno's mouth and just start flying straight up to the moon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hold on, I'm going to try and make an opening. And before the two of you, you see almost as if a sliver of moonlight is hanging in the air before you. And like the moon grows from a crescent to a full, it opens into a small disk before you. And then as a moon fades, wanes from full back to a crescent, that disc slowly disappears, and in its place you see a woman. Kaz, can you describe who they see?
So, a fairly petite woman, short, looks a bit on the thin side, long ash brown hair that's probably braided, olive green eyes, and a tan complexion, wearing a scarf around her neck and a long flowing dress.
You must be Juno.
Yes. Wow, you're pretty. It's good to see you. I wish Kaz could be here.
Yes. But with her under Yemis's sway.
I know.
Nothing.
I know. We're going to fix that. All of us are. And I look over at Thomas. And we have. Sorry?
Who are you?
Oh, Thomas. This is Kaz's mother. Kaz, this is Thomas Dagmar. Thomas.
He bows very deeply and says, "My lady, your daughter is a great credit to you."
Yes. I am blessed to have had her. I am Nazma, or Naz, if you prefer.
It's a pleasure.
I know it's probably bleak from where you are. But I know that she'll be happy to know you're okay after everything. And I'm not good at vows. I don't do them the way that she does. But we are going to free her.
Oh yes, that's not just a vow, that's a fact.
I mean, this has happened because she was protecting someone close to me, and she's one of my only and closest friends, and I consider her, if it's okay, I consider her family, and I want to make sure that she can see you again.
Brother. So.
Sorry, I missed the first part.
You're a damn sight better than her brother, so might as well be family, right?
I was going to say her brother sort of forced her hand in a couple of ways there, in my opinion. I mean, it can't be laid all at Kaz's door. What a piece of work.
She shouldn't have had to do that.
You say that she's under Yemis?
Yes.
Yes and no.
The one with the eyes.
Not the one with the fish, which actually we're trying to get in contact with rather soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the one with the eyes.
Is that properly Yemis? Like, that's Yemis as we in this world would know them?
Names change over time, and even now I am bound by oaths, so I cannot say things.
Yeah, I know that. Juno's gotta watch her friend. She's got that down.
Can't relate, but all right.
Is there anything you want me to tell Cass from you?
No. Honestly, Kazan is, if she is under Yemis's sway, and then Yemis knows what Kaz knows.
Oh.
And if Yemis knows that the Watchers are resisting, then we won't last long.
Would you describe Yemis as a force that would take advantage of that would try to make a situation like that worse? We're trying to figure out where they come down, or if they honestly believe they're doing good.
I don't know if I fully understand what you're asking. You're asking about Yemis's morals? Or
more like motivations. They've been gone from this world for a long time, and what we knew of them may not still be accurate.
I can say with a surety and honesty that Yemis is bitter at being exiled from the world. And craves vengeance on what I can't fully say. I don't know. But his power is immense. It is a lot. And the one thing that Isaim has going for it really is that not all of Yemis can come back at once, because the Watchers and some others are holding forces back as best we can. But we weren't prepared for the collapse of the covering. And so it was a sudden onslaught.
Oh, of course. Nobody was, I don't believe.
Oh, so that's why we're going to war with the Kava. I mean,
well, that's what your Primarch has said.
But I mean, that's
Yemis's precious feelings are hurt.
Yeah, because the Kava were the ones who built the covering and exiled them, and therefore this is revenge. This is godly revenge on the Kava.
Really, I'm surprised they don't have more support from the Yatza temple, except that possibly the priests over there don't exactly know the whole story of what's going on. If they did, they'd probably be all for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gyatsa's dead.
Oh.
Alkapsung will be so disappointed.
Yeah, just in case you were curious, the Empire killed Gyatsa.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Any word on any of the other gods out there?
I can ask. I don't know if any of my brethren were watching them, but I will. I'll ask and see what I can find out.
It would be helpful just to sort of
have a. Yes, of course. Any information.
We're attempting to prepare the city at least, and as much elsewhere as we can, against the possibility of a similar onslaught as you describe, and knowing what allies may exist, what beings to be on guard for, and just the general lay of the land could help save a lot of lives. Already we've got pestilence running amok in this city, apparently.
That's our fault. Well,
got past the net, did it? I know I shouldn't joke about something like that. I apologize. I'm not picking fun at you. Gallows humor.
You have to understand our position is very hard. We have to make decisions that are uncomfortable every day. we let pestilence through in exchange for it lending its power to help sustain us.
Oh.
So, just as a quick question, is that power like a one and done deal, or is it linked to the existence of pestilence? Like, if we find a way to do away with this being, is that also going to hurt you?
Oh, no. I mean, you won't be able to destroy something like pestilence.
Not with that attitude.
But, no, it's a the power is the power. Just as a warlock whose patron dies still has the power is the power.
Oh. Oh boy. So this is going to be a little harder than we thought. Well, than I thought. To help Kaz, but okay, we can still work with it. When this is done, I'll bring her to you. We'll do this again.
I wish you every luck I can, and I'll try to find a way to get something to you in terms of information.
Additionally, if there's something we can do to help fortify this world that would ease some of the burden off of your lot up there, or make it more manageable in any way, please let us know.
No, we're not accepting more people into our ranks.
No, not in that way, but like
death.
Oh, no. Well, it looks like that's one job opening Kaz is not going to get.
I thought I was dark. I meant like go on an epic quest, or go and do some rite in some ancient dungeon that puts up a barrier or something, like children's stories.
Epic quest, huh, Thomas?
Look, you read about these things.
I'm liking this, Thomas.
Look, I'm not about to fight a god at this late hour, but that doesn't mean I'm devoid of ideas.
That sounds like Fabian speaking through you.
Pardon? How do you...
I said that sounds like Fabian.
How do you know... Fabian Luveris?
Oh, I wish I brought the tea so we could spill it.
Don't pay any attention to her. How do you know Faye?
I don't personally, but surely he's told you some of his adventures, his tales.
Yes, he's told me a bit.
Didn't he ever tell you about the time he sailed to the moon?
Now, that was just to impress people. I am pretty sure. No?
He had an affair with my boss.
Thomas.
I'm going to talk to Oceana about this.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to need your whole life, and I'm going to need it in like...
You're really not.
5 books.
I'm going to need a curse.
We're going to have more tea.
He would. Bloody...
I'm going to reach out to Fabian. That's what I'm going to do.
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh, that's what you think.
You are not allowed to talk to that man.
Sorry, I'm going through my rebellious phase.
I mean, yes, you should do that. You should definitely do that at once right now. It would be very, very cool and boring if you did that.
You are not my dad. I didn't actually say that. Yeah.
You are not my grandpa. Sorry. Juniper.
Yes.
This trick that I showed you, tying the spell, be careful with it. Patterns are powerful, and they can help increase your magic, make it more stable, make it more deadly, but they can have a toll on you as well. So just be mindful. I'm not saying don't experiment with it, but stay safe.
Of course. I will. Thank you. Thank you for showing me and for the warning.
I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah. Well,
My people need me.
yes.
Don't tell Kaz anything.
Not even hello.
Don't even tell her that you spoke to me. Yemis will know, and it will cause problems.
Okay. I promise I won't tell her. I won't tell her we spoke. But I will note it down for myself so that I can tell her when she's safe.
It's to protect her, you understand?
Of course. I would not put her in danger.
She doesn't say goodbye, but the moon recovers this hole, and she disappears, and the moon waxes to full and wanes to nothing, and the small silver slit dissipates, leaving just the feather of bone metal.
So, Fabian, huh?
I'm going to absolutely murder him. Fuck. Thomas flies back down.
Wait, no, hold on. I don't know Featherfall.
I'll go back for her, grumbling.
I mean, I could climb down, but
yeah, actually, what was all that talk?
Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna, because it's almost night and I'm gonna have a rest anyways. I'm going to polymorph into the most beautiful butterfly and just flit down and then polymorph back.
A+.
Ahem.
Get out of my temple.
I'm gonna get out of his temple.
Thanks for the scone.
You're welcome. And I think I will, if it's okay, do one last thing for the night. That's all right. I'm going to sneak by to where Kaz is staying.
Where Kaz is staying?
Yeah.
Lady Area? Okay.
Lady Areas, yeah. Is there like a place where you could drop off packages?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to... I have had this in my bag this whole time from last session. Juna's going to take out her her cloak and her scarf that she made for Kaz, and fold it very, very nicely and put a little note that you know, and just write. She's gonna just write a very quick I love you, and then little fox paw print and Juno, and then underneath that, this is for Kaz, not Lady Iria. Sorry, Lady Iria, I'm sure you're nice. And just leave that in the front, knock a lot, and then just bolt for it.
Yeah. And you know that, of course, you know, Kaz is out, because Kaz, we already know, is at the grave of her brother, and we'll go check on that in a second. But you just know that, of course, it's not Kaz and it's not Lady Iria who finds it. Of course it's Harville. Of course it's Harville Buntlebeard. And of course his first thought is, I wonder if I could give this to Mosey.
Oh no!
Ship it.
How dare he?
Those crazy kids will make it somehow.
We'll see what happens. Kaz, let's go check in on you at your grave, and then Thomas will go back to you.
At her grave?
Not my grave.
Not your grave, sorry. Do you want to set the scene for us, Kaz?
So, this hill is, like we've mentioned before, it overlooks the city, and usually you get a great view of the sky from here. And this is where she chose to bury her brother's ashes. No one else would know that. There's no marking, no indication, but she knows exactly where it is. And she just kneels down in front of the area, and instead of looking up at the sky, she just looks down, closes her eyes, Latka hopefully somewhere nearby.
Yeah, I think like sitting still as a statue, like a foot off to your left, I think is probably his side. He knows to not be on your weapon side. So he's on like your shield side, I guess. And like a foot back and like sitting stone still, except that his tail is constantly wagging.
Well, I don't have anything to say to you because I know that I'm not talking to anyone at all. But I just wanted to reaffirm to myself that I don't regret what I did. That's all.
Don't you?
Hello? I don't like that. Who is it?
You don't regret killing your brother?
No, I don't.
Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit.
But if you could have him back.
It's not possible.
What do you mean it's not possible?
All that's left is ashes.
So?
He's already died. Why bring him back?
Maybe you miss him. Maybe you want to try again.
Nothing
You had some
will
nice
change.
moments with him, didn't you?
Yeah, when he thought I was on his side.
Well, maybe we could work on those. Expand them. Try again. Maybe he could actually be on your side. Maybe he could be on your side rather than you being on his side.
If he's on my side, then he's not Hadar. He's not my brother.
Oh,
That's
pish.
not him.
He was merely loyal to an organization, not an ideal. You weren't against him. You were against what he was told to be for.
And that is why we will never get along. That won't change.
Well, what if he was on your side? What if he was loyal to like the Order of the Ocean or whatever?
He wouldn't be.
Why not?
Unless you can undo all the years of teachings and everything he stood for up until now, well, he just wouldn't.
So you're saying that if you were offered your brother back without the indoctrination, that would be good?
No, because that's not him. That would just be someone who looks like him.
So you want him back with the indoctrination?
I don't want him back at all.
Why not? You seem to feel really guilty about this. You've come here 6 times.
Sure, I feel bad about it, but that doesn't mean I want to undo what I did. If he came back, it would just come to blows again. He would kill me, or I would kill him. Those are the only 2 ways our relationship could have ever ended.
That's so cynical. Have you no hope?
I did. But he did well to squash all of that hope. I'm the one who always wanted a loving older brother.
He could have been that.
But he isn't.
So you think that people are what they are and they cannot change?
But you're not proposing natural change. I've tried to change him, but he's never been willing to change. And certainly after what I've done, he's not going to change. Well, he's not going to anything. He's dead.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're having a couple of personal issues and we're gonna have to cut early today. That happens sometimes. I totally get it. And I am very sorry for any problems and or any issues that you have with that. So we are going to have an early stop. Sorry about that. And sorry about that, Nia. And all that good stuff. Everyone who's watching, please do your best to take care of yourself. Go live a good and happy life, and whatever issues you are dealing with, try to support. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna raid someone. Let's see. Let's raid a channel. We are gonna raid. Friends Who Roll Dice are playing. It looks like. So let's do that. Yeah, let's raid them. So if you can, join the raid, and we'll see you next week.